Folks, what the crap's going on? Welcome back to Grand Cathay as we continue the vampire purge here, the great vampire cleansing, if you will. We've got a lot of work on our hands. One of our alchemists has come back from having been wounded. It was actually an army where we already had like a double alchemist setup going on. In fact, I'm going to pull that army. No, actually I'm not going to pull that army. Let's move these armies forward. It looks like we are ready to continue a turn. I'm going to try and use... Oh man, we've got this other... Oh, that's Gorst. Okay, we already kicked his booty. He's just running around in the mountains. No doubt, though, the AI will give him an opportunity to replenish all of those units. That's just how these things work, folks. We learn by sad experience. State of affairs here, so... Looks like we've got the wall very good and defended here. We've got our army back in position to help against the Kurgan. They're almost gone. So we'll probably just kind of fight in waves out here with the armies outside the wall. We didn't quite get this place clear, but it looks like we can win that, which is honestly probably being pretty nice to us once again. Either that or the beastmen just suck horribly, one of the two. I actually kind of want to upgrade this, even though it's going to take a long time. I kind of want to keep that out there because it becomes a target that Chaos kind of can't ignore. They keep going for because it's, you know, not behind the wall. Let's take a look at some skill points on some of our leaders here. Someone else asked me, like, hey, I haven't seen you go into the items very often. Yeah, I haven't. I need to probably be keeping a closer eye on it. It's definitely been a struggle because we've had so many armies for so long, and the amount of management it takes to try and keep up with all of the items on them would get a little bit crazy. But see, like, for instance, we got this alchemist here. Let's do this. Let's go, we can look army by army, how some of these are being handled. So, like, for instance, Helm of Discord would actually be kind of cool. On that, let's see, a hand weapon. Do we have any hand weapons? We do. And all we got is a pigeon plucker pendant. I mean, we pick up items from time to time. We could even merge some items here eventually. When I look for... like a Dawnstone would be preferred, and then we have this Talisman of Endurance as well. Let's go ahead and throw the Endurance in there. Then we've got an enchanted item. And right now we're getting Battle Reinforcement Time Reduction. Terror is always a good thing. Okay, let's keep kind of moving through these armies. I just kind of want to make sure that they've got... you know, just something going on in terms of weapons. It doesn't have to be amazing. Brass Cleaver is actually pretty good. Let's throw that one. This one's got a potion of healing, so that's always great. Let's check out. Alright, yeah, this guy needs some equipment. This is probably a long time coming, but we also haven't found ourselves in just a desperate situation. Glittering Scales can be helpful to slow down an enemy slightly. That too, so we'll kind of turn this guy into a big debuff. He just needs an enchanted item if we have a good one. He's got this crystal here, which causes an explosion ability. That's not a bad one to have. Cleansing water, casualty replenishment rate. That's kind of cool. Let's use that. And then... Ooh, we've got some other cool ones down there. We'll have to make sure and go. Let's see if we have a casting item. Forbidden Rods are okay. Ooh, Spell Mastery, plus 40%. Dang, man. It's kind of cool. Let's throw that on. And then let's take a look at the ancillaries for this guy. Allegiance points gained, faction-wide, might as well. Let's see what else. City Administrator, growth, and local province. I mean, we're going to put on basically anything that's available here. Experience gain. Looks like that's what we get. Okay, let's keep moving through. Looks like Kong, so let's check our next one. This guy definitely needs some equipment too. He's even got 3 skill points we need to handle, so let's go check through our ancillaries real quick. And there's a bunch of banners. I'll leave a couple of banners on there. We'll throw a city administrator in there. And let's do attrition deduction. That's always helpful. Witchbone penance, banner swiftness, scarecrow banner. Reduce the enemy agent chance, Jade Sculptor. Upkeep for Terracotta Sentinels, that never hurts, right? Those cost quite a bit. Okay, now let's take care of his magic items. So let's go ahead and grab him some glittering scales. And let's move down and find him a weapon. Sword of Might, I guess. And the Talisman. Okay, folks, I cut out a little bit there where I was assigning ancillaries, weapons. Basically, I made sure that every character had something so that we weren't sitting on armies that weren't using any of those power-ups. So let's go ahead and continue now. I want to keep the vampires on the back foot here. Do not want to give them a chance to recover from this. I'm going to need to... That's a level 20 agent. That's not good. They're probably going to re-assassinate that character. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to pull this army back over here. Go ahead and insert this character. Increase mobility. We gave Mount Thug back to the ogres. Let's see, Miao Ying is kind of the protection up here for the moment. And she is in a fine position. I'm just going to stick her into ambush. Actually says we can't for some reason. In view of another faction's army? I wasn't aware there was another faction's army in view of us. There we go. Someone can see us, apparently. They've got really good line of sight. I'll just go ahead and hide there. These two armies can move forward, and we're going to take scrap towers back. Flayed Rock has a defense. It's maybe not the world's most amazing, but it has a defense. So I'm going to push these armies forward. And then I'm going to bring these armies up. And we're going to destroy the vampires' hold of Flayed Rock, and then we're going to push them back to Shattered Stone Bay, and so on until they are extinct. We are done with vampires. Well and truly. We picked up an Armor of Destiny there, which is certainly an upgrade, potentially. Especially for newer characters. Like maybe these ones here. Yeah, she just got a spell shield. Let's throw that Armor of Destiny on there. Alright, so we'll throw that upgrade. And now let's take a look at skill points here. We can't do anything with that character. Can here. Finish up Specialist.
The Dragon-Blooded.
And we're kind of just finishing up everything here too on this character because he's pretty high rank. And then same thing here. Alright. Let's tuck this army in a little bit closer. Same thing here with these armies. Just make sure they're all within a reinforcement range of each other. These armies, I could send one back up to kind of keep an eye out in the other direction. This one with the 4 elephants is going to be pretty potent.
Child of the Nine.
Trying to think what I want to do with these armies. Do I even need them down here? I mean, probably yes. I mean, we definitely want to overkill the vampires here, so let's just kind of keep pushing down here and keeping more army pressure. We're going to absolutely annihilate the vampires, so no quarter will be given. None whatsoever.
My ancestors require it.
We're going to destroy the rest of this Kurgan warband, see if that gets rid of their threat. So that's going to be a victory. And let's go ahead and Take that tiny bit of army replenishment. I don't think it's going to be anything significant.
Natural authority.
Okay, so we can head back inside. Influence the gate. We picked up a skill point here for our leader.
Ancestors.
Wall of wind and fire there.
A tool worthy of a dragon.
Excellent. Okay, so the wall is guarded. Everything is looking good. We can upgrade an outpost, dispatch caravan, commandment available. Let's go ahead and throw the commandment here, and what do we want to build here? We are in perfect harmony, which is great to see. But that also makes it tricky for me to to build something here. Let's see. I'm not going to build anything at the moment. We'll wait on that one, and I'll put something in as it begins to make a little more sense here. I'm going to go ahead and end the turn, and we'll get to the next one. Alright, apparently during the turn in here, the vampires wish to strike back, and it says they're going to cause me medium casualties because they've brought 4 armies. For some reason, only 2 of our armies, so they must not have been quite close enough to each other to have all 4 protecting each other. However, I'm honestly not that concerned about it. We have mopped the floor with vampires for ages here, and today will be no exception to said rule. Okay, the battle's about to get underway. The vampires did their usual thing, of course, which was to put together all of their reinforcements first. That's fine. We're going to absolutely slaughter the AI here. They have no prayer whatsoever. In fact, my cannons are already dropping their Vargeist out of the air. And it may be that as we destroy some of these enemy units, the AI will just kind of continue to sit back here and reform like idiots as they continue to get more reinforcements when we destroy one. Oops, sorry, I did not mean to hit pause there. Let's hit play. I'm probably not going to waste any more ammunition off that cannon. I'm unconcerned utterly with the Vargeist. I'm going to save this cannon ammunition and target Gunther here, which is the approaching leader character. So we're going to target him instead and let our crane guns finish off anything that strays closer. So again, I'm going to fast forward because the AI is being utterly stupid right now. And it's not surprising. Like, so when our crane gunners wipe out this Vargas, you'll probably see the AI just go ahead and pull back and start reforming because they're going to get a reinforcing unit. I've seen them kind of take to that behavior. Ooh, man, that Terror guy's taking some direct hits there. And there goes the Vargeist. So again, definitely not understanding that that auto-resolve mentality here. Those other Vargeist just wandered into range, so they're going to get crane gunned. The cannon has done significant damage to the Terrorgeist, and the Terrorgeist is now inside a crane gun range as well, so as soon as those Vargeist get finished being hunted there, then the Terrorgeist is going to become the object of their affection. Not an object that you really wish to be. I'm going to cease fire with the cannon for a moment. There goes one of the vampire leaders. So that's an excellent start. There is this small section back here that the enemy could try to come through, so let's cage that off back here. We might get an ethereal unit back there as well, so I'll pull a little bit to support. Okay, but yeah, otherwise our position is unflankable, which is going to leave us in rather strong condition. All right, here comes Siegfried. We've got a Mortis engine inbound. I'm going to give that Mortis engine some cannon attention. These Black Knights and Blood Knights are actually probably the best targets for your cannons if they're in a good firing position, because the cannonballs will kill multiple enemies. There's a Vargolf headed into. We'll actually finish him up with the crossbows. Crossbows tend to melt a Vargolf pretty quickly, so be ready for that. Ooh, yeah, nice damage already onto the Mortis engine. Mortis engines, like I said, you definitely do not want those being any sort of alive, because they do all that damage when they get into melee. And they cause terror, I believe. Okay. Crane guns are gonna open up. We got multiple targets. I'm gonna actually take our rocket batteries and start to dish out some pain.
For the Emperor! Praise the dragons! Crane gunners!
Let's pick high up target there. And let's mow down that Astromancer here. And let's get our flyers ready to intercept right here. Go get all over the top of that. This guy suicided right into one of my sentinels. Good luck with that. Okay, let's retarget our rockets a little further out so we don't cause any friendly damage. Otherwise, our lines should be well set to hold off the enemy. We've mobbed the vampire leader there. Let's get some magic spun up as needed. The Vargulf went ahead and popped right on through. Let's put a summon right here. I'm gonna get in on these ethereals, and then let's get one of our bound spells spun up here. So Celestial Comet. Do we have a good spot for the comets? Not ideally. But I'll come through it out there. It'll cause a little bit of damage. Might as well use it even if it's not ideal. Right here should be a good spot for a Celestial Comet. I'm going to bring my Bannermen up to kind of get ready to hold the second line here. And let's bring these warriors in. Finish smashing that stuff. So the first round of magic unleashed. Let's protect this unit here. And let's do a constellation of a dragon right there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more characters. Let's cease fire with the rockets before we get a lot of friendly fire. And let's stay after this hero here who's trying to come through our lines. Let's see if our cavalry have any more targets of interest that they should be on top of. Okay, what do we got? We got a corpse cart over here, a balefire corpse cart. Let's see if we can shoot it. Alright, so the vampires are already basically falling apart. They've got a few heroes and stuff that are still alive, but otherwise they're in pretty rough shape here. Let's get our cavalry to come dive bomb that corpse cart, which is keeping morale higher over here. And let's take one of these chain, or is that a chain lightning? Celestial lightning, okay. I don't want chain lightning. Alright, let's dive bomb that. And let's get another protection spell out here for this unit that's fighting so valiantly.
Offspring of dragons!
Okay, let's throw Ancestral Warrior down out here. We definitely got the corpse cart. That lightning certainly made a good impact. Let's give him a second right there. We got rid of that enemy hero over here. Our crane gunners don't have the best line of sight on this map, so they haven't been as effective as they could be. We do have an enemy leader inbound. Let's give him some crossbow attention, and let's get our cavalry out of the way at the moment. Do I have a slowing spell? I do. I'm just not sure I'm going to get it used in time. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Slow him down. Yes. Okay, good. We should get him killed before he really even arrives. Unless my Sentinel is in the way blocking fire, which he kind of is. Alright, we got a ton of bats inbound. Let's go intercept those. I don't want those to come land in all my characters. So let's get ready to intercept bats. Okay, got their leader before he got into combat. Let's put some rockets out on that grave guard, and then we've got another ball of infantry headed up. There's multiple more vampire armies coming in. That's why we haven't seen a complete crumbling yet. Hurry and fire, fire, fire! Why are my rockets not firing? There we go. Woo, hit some bats on the way out. Got rid of most of that grave guard. Those bats came in on my Astromancer, so that's going to cause minimal damage. That's of very little concern to me.
Descendant of dragons.
I'm going to finish off all the bats. I am going to bring a reinforcing unit up here.
Bringing harmony.
Kind of fall back there, and then I'm going to bring another reinforcing unit up here so I can try and protect my units who have been fighting valiantly since the beginning of this. We've got more infantry headed in, so let's give them a warm welcome.
Defend the realm.
Let's get our cavalry out of
Stone
the way.
and steel. Guided by ancestors.
Got some hex wraiths coming in hot. I'm gonna target that unit back there. Ooh, man, our rockets lit that up.
Conquered.
Let's give a volley over here. And then let's get...
Ready to rule. Born of dragons.
I'm gonna come put a slowing effect right about there. Hopefully the timing works out correctly.
Warriors!
Ooh, brutal hits with the cannon. Very well done. Some Black Knights back there. Brutal hits with the rockets. Some Graveguard inbound. Let's get our flyers to come try and intercept these Vargeist before they can land anywhere.
Repositioning.
I don't want them to land. But they just went right past me. Yeah, they blew right past me going for my crossbows. That is actually a pretty good target for the vampires. Target those Graveguard out there. We got a ton of cavalry headed in, so let's give them an appropriate welcome here as well. I'm going to drop a Celestial Comet right there. And I'm going to drop another one right here in this vicinity. So we'll drop a couple Comets.
The celestial faithful.
And let's get the rockets. Yep, the rockets continue to fire. We got a lot of targets coming in. They've got a catapult in the very back. Let's get a constellation. The dragon right here is going to be a very effective spot to place it because there's a lot of enemy units in the vicinity. Oh yeah! Man, that did it. That's kind of broken the back of the vampires here. You can see their leadership just hit the tank as soon as we did that. Alright, so that's going to be the end of all 4 vampire armies, kind of. We all know that they'll just get all their units back and be ready to fight in the very next turn. But hey, we did our job nonetheless. Picked up an impressive 13,997 gold in loot, so the treasury is going to be well stocked. I'm going to take a little bit of replenishment there. Those vampire armies should be somewhat diminished, but like I said, if they fall back into their own territory, they'll replenish, probably over half of the losses they just took. That's just what they've been up to, and that's part of the reason why we have so many armies bearing down on them right now, is because we can't allow them any time of recovery. The pressure is going to have to be constant on the vampires here in order to rid ourselves of them. Yeah, as expected there, you can see they got away with a ton of units and replenished most of them rather quickly. Then, of course, they've got 2 more armies back here because that's just the way they've been functioning at all times here. Our army's also mostly replenished. Helman Gorst has not been able to replenish in his position up in the mountains. That's good. We hope that that remains the case. I may actually come leave him a small present here.
A thoughtful maneuver.
Alright, there we go. We're gonna leave a little gift for Gorst. I'm gonna put that army into the settlement and let them replenish a little more quickly. It looks like we've done most of our upgrades on this lord. We even have the unit upgrades, which are gonna be really helpful. So let's see here. We can put a bound spell on here. Spirit Leech, Flock of Doom, Enfeebling Foe. Flock of Doom is really good at helping to bust up blobs. Like, that's never a bad one. Honestly, all these are pretty good spells. I don't know if there's really a wrong one there. You kind of just go with the one that you need. And then let's throw some points into Mentor there, which should help skill up similar units who have not yet. This unit 45, and I've got nothing left except for a single skill point on Mentor, so there's nothing that I can do there. Alright, let's leave him alone.
Celestial
Same thing there.
ancestors.
Okay, nothing we can do there.
Shogungan Lord
This character
reporting.
just leveled up, though, so we can get the evasion. Alright, we've got multiple more armies inbound, so I'm gonna pull these in as best I can. I can't actually get all of these into reinforcing range.
Shogungan Lord reporting. Fate reveals a path.
I usually am very careful about putting these guys within reinforcing
I will
range of
be
each other.
obeyed.
But at this moment, I don't know how effective it's going to be just based on the spacing of my armies. I'm going to
Offspring of
do what I
dragons.
can here. These guys are going to likely run away. They're very weak and haven't had a chance to replenish. They can't run away, apparently. Okay. Got a really good banner here, by the way. It's a 20% ward save on whatever unit we assign it to. Be pretty fun up on an elephant. It also could be really cool on our Shogungan Lord, but I mean the elephant is probably more likely to end up in a bunch of combat, so let's throw that on an elephant. Let's go ahead and auto-resolve
We
this.
will bring
Get ourselves a simple, quick victory here.
meal.
Now some of these armies
Power
still have
in the
quite a
blood.
few movement points. Others not so much, but I'll go
Spread
ahead
the
and
Emperor's word.
I'll go ahead and get ready for another assault here. I want to kill more of these vampires. I don't think I have enough movement points to get to their next settlement, but we can certainly destroy them here. Let's take that repoint. Boy, we picked up a ton of cash from these battles. Fighting these battles is affording us a tremendous treasury. Okay, so we push the vampires back. On the next turn, we'll be able to hit Shattered Stone Bay. I've got enough defenders left to keep an eye on Flayed Rock. Miao Ying is kind of keeping an eye out up here in the pass at the moment, so we're safe. The wall is totally safe. There's no way that Chaos is going to break through here. I kind of do want to go keep Red Fortress intact, though. So I think I'm going to kind of take this army and hustle over to the Turtle Gate, and I might take these two armies and go save Red Fortress, because Red Fortress keeps getting hit and it really can't replenish quickly. I did a lot of work to build that up, and I've got a lot invested in it, so I feel like I have an interest in holding it, even though if we lose it, it's really not the end of the world. I would rather hold it at this point. That's going to make the Snake Gate look a little more enticing to Chaos, because there's no units here. At least not that many, so we should probably go ahead and do a little recruiting here. We have plenty of money to handle it. Let's open up Comet of Cazadora. I love the Comets. They are extremely good at blob busting. Got a lot of global recruitment available to us, and we have plenty of money to use it. Let's go ahead and get a couple Sentinels, and let's grab a contingent of Crane Guns and some heavy crossbows. There we go. That'll keep them busy for 4 turns, so that'll start us up a decent. Causes damage to combatants, flying combatants. Okay. Word save Gambler's Armor. Okay, we're picking up more magic items. And let's see. I think that is gonna be basically it for this turn in. We just need to check to see which, if any of these characters can actually use their skill points here. Looks like a few of them can.
It shall please the dragons.
Nope.
Born to rule.
Yes. Okay.
Natural authority.
Let's see. Looks like we were going to work on this Reassuring Presence.
It is mine by blood right.
And we've got really good level up going on these characters because of the Mentor capability, I think. It's allowing them to level up very rapidly, which is really cool. I'm glad that CA added that. I feel like it is a nice touch that they've put into the game, being able to make your character's experience gain still be potentially useful after it otherwise would be. Alright, well, let's see, Knobbly Gorge can have a building, but I haven't put anything there yet. Whenever Scrap Towers gets this other building available, then we could do it and balance that out. Should be in good shape. Flayed Rock Really nothing to do there. We did a ton of building all throughout the rest of the Empire here, but, you know, we can go take another look here, and honestly, might as well just throw some upgrades because we've got the money to do so at the moment. We'd be sitting on an unnecessarily large nest egg at a moment of relative safety. That's the one we just looked at. Forest of Gloom. Gunpowder Road. We don't really need growth there anymore, but that gives us some income, so, you know, why not? Serpent Estuary has a couple of buildings available to it. Probably wouldn't hurt to just have solid military recruiting there, should the occasion ever arise. I don't know that it will, but again, you never know. Stay prepared, ain't gotta get prepared. Alright, that's really the only thing else that we need to do building-wise. If I build any more buildings out here, it's just at risk of not being completed. But you know what, I'll go ahead and start it, because I think we are going to go give them aid here soon. I'll take that risk of losing that money. Let's see, our compass can be redirected. Let's go ahead and redirect out here. We could get a whole bunch of extra income off of this one. Yeah, you know what, why not? Let's have some fun. Like we're not wealthy enough, we're going to go for more income. Alright. Let's end this turn. So I feel like we are definitely getting some success against the vampires. I want to finish this episode by taking another of their settlements. That way we feel like we're making steady progress at eliminating the caravan of blue roses. Once they have been eliminated, we can take these armies. I'm thinking I'm going to continue kind of an operation of like holding key strategic positions with some armies, and then taking the bulk of my force and directing it towards a single enemy, and trying to use that to flatten them. So, I mean, it's very... I think we have to eliminate Kolek's faction in order to get victory, so I may turn my attention towards the Chaos Waste with like 4 or 5 stacks, and see if we can go wipe out the necessary factions there. We did just hit a Yin Harmony. We're at Yin 1. So we could use a Yang building now at Scrap Towers. It's another good reason why we kind of sit on these occasionally. There we go. That will help rebalance that. Oh my Dawi Tide. Alright, so the Dawi Tide has arrived. That is 4 flame cannons in a cannon in a single army.
I have no time for this.
Yowza. I hate fighting the Dawi late in the game. Like, it is incredibly irritating.
Dragon-blooded Shogun gun.
They can move underground, and so they might very well head for Flayed Rock. We're going to want to stay in groups at this point to remain safe. The vampires have given up on Shattered Stone Bay, as well they should. And they're fleeing now by boat. I don't think they can land over here anywhere, except maybe right around that river. They could try to get behind me there. And I'll keep an eye on that, just in case they do. They could also potentially try and sail back down here to their islands.
The Celestial Blacksmith.
I'm going to move up against Shattered Stone Bay. And we're going to take it. So there we go, another vampire settlement in our hands. I believe Shattered Stone Bay, yep, is part of their final province here, the Dragon Isles. I believe it's their final province. They do have pig barter.
Timon allows it.
I don't really think we need more than 2 armies in this vicinity. I am going to have to move up Xiaoming into the attrition. That's not ideal, but I have to leave a strong front here to keep the Dawi in check.
I concur.
Catch a fool unawares.
Alright, we really need to improve the units in this army as well.
Zhen Yang shows
But
the way.
we'll have to go with what we got for now. So I'm going to use a couple armies to continue to focus the vampires. If I need to, I'll send another one down to assist, but I also have to square off with that Dawi Tide there. This is not going to help us in terms of the balance, so let's tear that down and we'll build a defensive structure instead. Alright, folks, well, I do believe that is going to do it for this turn. It looks like we've got a Dawi army up here within striking range of Miao Ying, though, so it might not be a bad idea to get rid of these guys while we're at it, because they can't flee in their current stance, and we can annihilate them. So I'll actually leave it here, and we'll fight them on the next episode. I haven't gotten to fight the Dolly. Honestly, we could do some pretty funny stuff with that Green Guardian. If I can get him up into range of some of these missiles, we could just sit there and tell them to stop shooting themselves. So that could become entertaining, so I'll save this one for the next episode. Heir of Carthage, signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more action in the Miao Ying campaign.